Okay, so I remember when I got an email blast saying that the Fuji was coming out with this new film. It's incredible. It's 200. So what do we do when new film stocks come out? I order like 4,000 rolls of it. And they told us, I ordered it, and of course the way it works, like it doesn't ship immediately. It's going to come out in a little bit. And then I found out after the fact, because when I ordered it, I was like, hey, this same film? Yes, but it's new packaging. Okay, what does that mean? They're like, well, we've decided to put a little bit more ethnicity on the front, so you'll notice there are more than just Caucasian people having fun on the front, and we think this will be a really great marketing tool. And I'm like, just shut the f up. Like, you gotta be like, okay, one, as a brown person, you tell me you're gonna put me on the front and somehow that's gonna sell more product? I kind of think that's racist. Two, you miss the mark, because like the people that are actually buying film, I am never gonna walk into a store and be like, here's Fujifilm here, here's Fujifilm here. Actually, I'll tell you what I would think. If I saw Caucasian people laughing here and brown. You know, brown or black people here, I'd like, okay, this is for the US market and this is for South America. Yoink, I'm grabbing this one. Or maybe yoink, I'm grabbing this because I'm shooting my kids. Depending on who I'm shooting. But to me, it would like say it's not the same film stock. Where I obviously have film that represents different skin tones. 35 millimeter really isn't available.
No, it's not.
Especially in color neg. We have 2 film stocks pretty much that I would consider that you could use, well, actually
consistently have it in.
I don't know that you could consistently use it on professional work, because one of them is Cinestill, right, which is a tungsten film. So I'm not gonna, if you shoot it during daylight, you can get really great results, but you're dealing with that like halation, and it's not my thing. So honestly, like what's really readily available, I think across any dealer, whether it's us or anyone, is the Fuji200.
Yeah.
Right? It's cheap. It's $10.99 a roll until it's not. We just change it to $7.11 because it's convenient. We're going to tell you why. There's 2 SKUs. So let's get into why I feel, why did I just change the price from $10.99 to $7.11? Because I believe that the film that they came out with is wildly different.
Yeah.
What have you heard?
Well, okay, this is, I'm not a big conspiracy theorist. Okay. I hate conspiracy theories.
Yeah, I love them.
You love them. I know. So I shoot a roll of the old Fuji stuff.
Okay.
It comes back, it looks like Fuji. The greens are very green, the skin tones are very magenta, very warm, but it worked for what I was shooting. It was just me out with my family. It wasn't a paid shoot or anything like that, and so it worked. And then one of our team members said, well, did you try the new stuff? And he said, oh, it's the new stuff. It's fine. It is what it is. I don't believe in conspiracies, you know? It's the new stuff. Yes. It is what it is. And then,
I don't need photos of brown people laughing because you laugh at home. It's fine. No. I get it. Okay.
And then he kept saying, no, have you been on Reddit to see the spec sheets?
Reddit.
No, Reddit.
Good old
right.
Reddit.
Yeah.
I don't believe in conspiracy theories, but I'm on Reddit.
Yeah. No, I heard about it.
I know.
I heard about it, and no. So he convinces me. Just shoot a newer roll.
Yeah.
The one with the brown people laughing.
Yep.
Shoot a roll. I don't need to look at the spec sheets. I don't need to look at the data sheets. The results speak for itself. And you know, it was Caleb, who a scanner, who was the one that said, did you check the differences? Do you know how he was the one that came up with, this is wildly different? It was the look of the film. It no longer had the green lines on the spools, on the
sprockets. You mean like the actual negatives?
The actual negatives, yeah. He was scanning it and said, oh, these are different. Even the new Fuji, just the negatives itself, they don't look like
Fuji. Like you've got the negs, but like when you put it on a light box, light table, Fujifilm is very like robotic in theirs. It's very like, do you know what I mean? Like very hard lines.
Yeah.
It looks like it was printed digitally on there.
Yeah.
Where Kodak seems a little bit more analog. It looks like a signature almost, you know? Like,
yeah. Even the film itself, Kodak is thicker than Fuji's film. Like when you feel the thickness, the weight of the film, One's a little more flimsy than the other.
So the new one, do you think it feels thicker? Okay, well, cool.
Yeah.
There's that. So,
Yeah.
and a lot of people have been talking about the spec sheets. Honestly, I wouldn't know how to read a spec sheet. I don't know that I would ever really care to know how to read a spec sheet. Like, I care about, like what you're saying, results. If I shoot this old one, which I did shoot, I've got some examples. I took it on family vacation because I knew we went to Hawaii. I took all the kids, and I knew I was going to the beach, and I wasn't going to bring the Pentax 6.7 to the beach. So I'll bring the Bessa, shoot around, hang out with it. 35, it's quick, it's fast, and I shot a handful of those rolls. Mm-hmm. I remember then I was like, the color's a little weird, but not weird, but like very true to what this Fuji200 is. The greens are pretty crazy. There's also browns in it, which is kind of weird. It's not bad. It's fine for a handful of landscapes, and I've got examples of Hawaii where it looks incredible, but I think my kid's skin tone looks different or off when compared to shot on the new one, where like I have examples of where you have basically every color spectrum. You've got like super creamy all the way to super dark, and the skin tones it's undeniable. It's undeniable. There is no way that I would believe that if there was a Fuji rep telling me, sitting here right here, look at this film and this film, they're the same. They're not, because we have the examples to prove it. Why don't we have film right now?
So I was told by a Kodak rep that it is the spooling machine. It's called a spooler. They have two. One is being worked on. So you are putting all of your production on one machine. So there's a bottleneck.
And that's at Kodak. So, Fuji's still making this new color neg, but I think the one thing that we should notice is that on the new packaging, it says made in the USA. Like, you're not a conspiracy theorist. I'm not. Well, I'm not a conspiracy theorist, but I love a conspiracy.
Yeah.
Is it safe to think, or even weird or wild to think, that Fuji is actually manufacturing that place at this? Because like, if they can't get film as well, like they're just waiting for this spooler machine, and everyone's just kind of sharing it and paying whoever under the table, or like, hey, because from what I heard from Fuji is that they don't have a lack of film. They have all the raw materials to make 1 million rolls. They just don't have the materials or whatever it's taking in the supply chain to actually run the process, like to have it packaged, whatever the spooler, right?
Yeah.
So Portra 400 will come in and we'll get a substantial amount. I think the last time we got it, we had 400 rolls.
Yes. Before
rolls?
that, it was a stint of 1,200 and then 1,300 and then 200, and then we got another 400. When we had the 1,300 that came in, 26 minutes, sold out in 26 minutes. We didn't even announce the next 200 because we wanted a chance for more people to get it, and we felt like if we announced it, the same people would buy more. It's kind of like what it was back in the day, where if you're a professional photographer, you're shooting medium format.
Yeah.
I don't know if this is correct. I feel like maybe 10 years ago, no matter who you were, you started to shoot more medium format. Mm-hmm. And I think with the resurgence of film, more people are venturing towards 35. I don't know if like 35 is more readily available as far as cameras go. It's
cheaper. Picking up a 35 millimeter camera is way cheaper than being like, oh man, I'm buying a Hasselblad.
Right.
Which people still do.
Right. But you also have people like Jason Momoa or the Kardashians or
thank you.
Yeah, who are shooting more 35, whether it's contacts or.
And as someone who has shot literally nothing but gold since Gold 120 has come out, to see the images that I got back
from your Fuji 200?
For Fuji 200, the new stuff, I could put them right next to my medium format and you would never know that it was a different emulsion or a different format, other than it being the aspect ratio.
Right. Yeah.
So
it doesn't look like Fuji.
No, it doesn't.
The colors are warmer. Mm-hmm. They're cleaner. I wouldn't say anything about minimal grain or anything about that. I don't notice much of a grain difference because it's 35 to begin with. But even when shooting in lower light, or backlit, it looks cleaner. It just handles harder situations better.
Yeah.
Whereas the other Fuji stuff that I've also tried, I don't know a better term than to say the greens look inky. They bleed. It feels like they bleed. And the shadows, like you said, were brown. Skin tones are more magenta.
Yes.
Versus,
very, very pinky.
Versus
very pinky.
True to life, a little more gold.
It's almost like 800Z looking.
Oh, I didn't get to shoot any.
Yeah, it's 800Z is very pinky, and this is a very pinky film. So like you said, I think the old Fujifilm, Fuji Color 200 has a different cast. Now that cast can be adapted in terms of scanning. I have all my stuff scanned on the Noritsu, so they're already taking out greens and magenta already. So why the old one? It's cheap. The color isn't horrible. I wouldn't say it's great in comparison to the new one, which is so fantastic. Like, please just splat, like as I'm talking, just let my voice resonate with you as you look at these wonderful images of just delicious skin tone over the whole rainbow of all available skin tone. It's great. And because we know, in our opinion, because we think these are different films, we're splitting the SKUs.
Yeah.
Like on our site.
Which they are different SKUs when we buy them from Fuji.
They are. It's two different. I can order the old or the new.
Which is interesting because if you were a company and you are advertising that it's the same film, even if it's different packaging, would you change the SKU?
Yeah. If you have shot these new films or the old films, I'd love to see the results. And especially, I'd love to know if you had them scanned on the Frontier or the Noritsu. Wink.